Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 9. So, yeah, no point really doing too much of an intro as nothing new has really happened in regards to, news updates outside of, and I will just quickly mention this. Like, The Flash has not started filming yet. Some of you guys sent me posts from, I think it was just specifically Instagram from memory, with Grant Gustin filming, and I think it was in Vancouver. So I can understand that confusion because the Flash films in Vancouver and it's Grant Gustin filming, but he was filming, it's like a Hulu or Netflix film, I think it is. It's not the Flash. Like, that starts filming in a handful of weeks, so he's just squeezing in this movie filming before the Flash starts. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that. But yeah, this video is going to be the final batch of questions for the most part that you guys offered up a handful of weeks ago. And I did actually leave some good ones for the end, funnily enough. Or at least ones that have like proper answers to some of them. Anyway, I might put up another post on the community tab where I got these questions from in like the near future, asking for more questions from you guys, but I also don't want to spam out these type of videos despite the fact I do like answering and seeing what you are, what you're all thinking. But anyway, throughout the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on what we go over in this video. I'm always curious to read what you guys are thinking. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, want to show your support and anything like that, want to drop a like on the video too, do all that. So the first question comes from Thomas Fenton. They ask, what are your thoughts on Flash or The Flash being the last Arrowverse show? Isn't that crazy to think? Also, do you think there will be a cool event story in Season 9 like Armageddon? What could that look like? Yeah, it is a bit crazy, but like I think like we've known for a while it was the last one. I guess the Superman and Lois Season 2 finale sort of, confirmed that. And it's like, well, if they're going to remove Superman and Lois from Earth Prime, any future shows will be probably not set on Earth Prime. Though there is the discussion and argument that, just because it's not on Earth Prime doesn't mean it's not Arrowverse, which technically, yeah, because Supergirl wasn't. It's a confusing topic. If you just say that Earth Prime is Arrowverse, then yeah, there's no more Arrowverse shows. But unless it's just on the CW, then I guess there's multiple more other shows there. But in regards to that, potential like Armageddon like, event to start Season 9 or be in Season 9, it's hard to tell. We don't know. They didn't, like, because remember, we didn't know about Armageddon until pretty much like, I think Season 7 had ended, and then they just randomly announced it out of nowhere. However, it was a while before they started filming Season 8. So we knew for a while that that Armageddon was going to be a thing, and that Despero was going to be a part of it and everything like that. And then I think they started a couple of months after that revealed the casting and stuff like that. So because there hasn't been an announcement yet, I would say there might not be, but then again, it might be a surprise. I'm not too sure exactly what they're going to go and do. I think the fact that there's only 13 episodes suggests that they won't do anything like that. But then again, maybe the entire season is some big event thing that involves, returning characters from just throughout the Arrowverse, not just the Flash specifically. That's a wait and find out. I'm sure we'll find out soon because they start filming in a handful of weeks. The next question comes from Roshan, and they ask, which villains, other than Cobalt, Blue, and Bloodwork, would you like to see next season, and which one of these would you like the most? What villain do you think Eric Wallace said had been hinted at for the past 3 seasons? I don't know, in regards to like specific villains, maybe just ones from the past that we've had. Like obviously Eric Wallace has teased not only the return of Zoom, but also Godspeed, and who else could come in there. You could probably just put all the past villains in a bowl and pick them out, and that could be who shows up. Once again, as I said in the previous question, the limited amount of episodes means you're probably not going to get a ridiculous amount unless they all appear in roughly the same episodes, you know what I mean? In regards to the villain that Eric Wallace has been hinting at for the past 3 seasons but not named, I'm not too sure who it exactly is, unless it's someone like Cobalt Blue, or maybe like a Red Death thing that is connected to Bloodwork. I'm not too sure who it is. I think a lot of people are confused as to who exactly it is. I'm assuming we're going to find out because of the final season, and Eric Wallace is going to include the character, and he'll pretty much say, yeah, this was the character I was hinting at. Yeah, I'm not too sure it exactly is, whether it is someone bigger like Red Death or it is some random smaller character. That's a wait and find out. But we hadn't really even known that he was hinting at anything until he said that in that interview. I think it was just after season 8 ended. So that sort of like opened the door for people to jump into and or walk through and start theorizing and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see who it was that he was hinting at, because I don't think anyone really realized that he was hinting at a certain villain for these past few seasons, or at least that it was meant to build up to anything. The next question comes from Sammy, and they ask, will John Diggle appear in The Flash season 9? So this is one where we actually have an answer from, I guess, the horse's mouth, and that's David Ramsey, who plays John Diggle. He said that the appearance with Diggle in season 8, you know, with like a few episodes to go, where he goes to Thawne and rejects the ring and throws the box away and all that stuff, that's it apparently. That is apparently it for John Diggle. That's the last time you'll see the Earth Prime, that version of John Diggle, the one that we've known for almost 10 years in the Arrowverse. That's the last time you see him, and it was with Thawne. No interaction with Barry, just interacting with Thawne, which surprised me so much to the point where I don't think that's true. I think that's the last point where there's any sort of story with Diggle, but I think Diggle appears in The Flash season 9. Surely. I mean, surely. It's even the fact that Cisco works at Argus, and I think we all assume that Cisco will be appearing in The Flash season 9 in some way, whether it's in the finale or an episode at some point in the final season. So you think Diggle would be there as well and be involved. Like, I'd be very surprised if Diggle didn't show up. But the fact is that David Ramsey said that season 8 stuff was the last time you see that version of Diggle. So I don't know, who do you trust? Just the logic, I guess, that Diggle would appear, or the actual actor himself? But then again, he's going to be in Vancouver doing Superman and Lois stuff for their 3rd season. So it's not like he's busy in Antarctica filming a show down there or something like that. So I don't know. I just think he'll be there, even though the actor said he won't. Next up, we have Path, who asked, do you think someone will be able to open up a bridge to other Earths this season? It would be nice to see Barry and the team accompany the new JSA of Earth 2 and maybe give a tip or two. After all, Barry has almost a decade's experience being a hero. So obviously, I'm actually doing this video after that interview thing came out with Breck Bassinger, which I did a video on like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, depending on when this video comes out for you guys, where she mentioned that there was a potential crossover cameo thing in the works without actually naming the DC property that it was. So that could be connected to sort of like what this question is asking. I don't think you're going to get anything big in regards to like an Earth 2 thing, if anything at all. I do think they'll rediscover the multiverse though, even if it's something small. Even if it's something small, just because it was closed off once we entered Crisis. And sure, Superman and Lois has dealt with it, but the Flash hasn't. And the Flash is just a very multiverse-centric character and show. So you'd think that they would open the door up. And it doesn't mean like that season 9 is based around it, but just at some point it's opened up. And it means that, like, you know, going forward, off screen after the show ends, that's the thing that plays into, you know, what they do and everything like that. So I think they'll rediscover it. I guess the question is who? I think it's probably either Barry or maybe someone like Cisco. So wait and see, but I think they'll do it. I'd be surprised if they don't. Rebels Moon asked, if season 9 is the last, which it is, what do you think happens? What do you think needs to happen in order to feel like a final season? I just think it has to feel like you're coming to an end. Like Arrow did it really well. I've used Arrow and its final season a lot in regards to as like an example for what the Flash season 9 should do. And I think it's for good reason, because Arrow, it felt like you were saying goodbye to all these characters. It felt like you were saying goodbye. The thing that the Flash season 9 needs to do is not introduce anyone new. If there's someone that is like quote unquote new, it's someone that we've met before. So someone from a previous season, if they're going to come into this season and play a major part. Like, I think preferably for most of us watching, they would sort of scrap the side characters that aren't part of that main group. So the main group to me is Barry, Iris, and I guess Caitlin. They're the 3 main characters left. Joe is there, but we know Joe's only, I think it's 5 episodes or 4 or 5 episodes or something like that. And even if they could use like a Wells or something, then that's like a main group. That's like the main group in regards to, you know, consistently throughout. Obviously, if you got Cisco in there, it'd make everything better, but I don't know if that's possible. And that's no like offense to the actors that play like Chester, Allegra, Cecile, stuff like that. It's just that I think if you asked 10 Flash fans, I think all 10 or at least 9 would say, yeah, if they had minimal screen time, I would not care in the slightest even if they were gone completely. And that's what Arrow's final season did. You know, they still involve characters, but especially for that first half, they weren't really there. They dealt with the classic characters that people loved from earlier seasons, or like that were there from season 1 to that final season. And I think that's what The Flash needs to do for fans, to make it feel like it's a final season. You're getting closure on all these characters and you get to spend time with them in those final moments. So I think that's what they need to do. I don't think they'll do it. I don't think Eric Wallace will, just because I think he's really attached to the new characters, even though the viewers aren't really. So that's why I don't think they'll do it. But in a perfect world, that's what would happen for the most part. Mr. Foot 67 or 67. Do you think they will bring Wally back, even if it is just for 1 or 2 episodes? I really like his character and I hope he comes back. I think he will. Though it's not like 100%, because he was meant to appear in... They tried to make it happen last season, but he was actually meant to appear in season 7. And because of everything, they couldn't make it work. Now, obviously, there's like limited restrictions now in regards to what's going on. So you'd have to think that they could... If he's going to show up in a season, it would be this one, because I mean, it's the last season as well. I'd love Wally to be there for like a 3-episode stretch or something like that. But even if it's just for one episode, I'd be happy, because I think most people like Wally, especially the interactions with other characters, and just seeing Wally and Barry together for one final time would be really, really cool. Especially if they're taking down like a bigger villain and stuff like that. I think it would just be awesome. And finally, the final question for this video comes from The Fanboy, who asked, Eric Wallace has said that he is speaking with a Supergirl star to guest star in season 9. Who would you like it to be? Now, this was before the whole 13 episode thing, and then when there was like the potential for there to be like another Armageddon like event to kick off the season, which it doesn't look like it's going to be happening. Now, from everything that was said, it was like the character had never been on The Flash before, which rules out characters like Supergirl, obviously, like Martian Manhunter, I think Alex Danvers, because she was in Armageddon. It rules out a bunch of characters, and it was insinuated that it was a female character. So I think the only options left were either Nia Nal or Dreamer or Kelly Olsen. And then it was sort of like said that they had to find a way to incorporate the character with one of the other characters on the show. So not the Flash. So that sort of made me think they ruled out Dreamer, because you would just have her and Barry team up and fight with their powers and stuff. So it made me think, okay, it must be Kelly Olsen. And I don't think anyone would really care, to be completely honest. I'm not like, that's just because I don't think she'd do any superhero stuff, because they were saying that, Eric was saying that like they had to find a way to include her in the story with one of the other characters. What's the point of bringing her over then, or this character over? So I don't know if that's actually going to happen anymore, just because it was insinuated that it was meant to fold into like an Armageddon style event to kick off the season. And I mean, I think there's only like a handful of characters from Supergirl that people would be like, oh my God, yes, I love this, the fact this character's coming over. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like, it wouldn't surprise me too much if we have, because it is, as I think this was it the second or first question said, this is the final Arrowverse show left. So technically this is the final season of the Arrowverse. So you think they would try and bring some other characters from the Arrowverse into this final season in some way, but also not make it overshadow the Flash as a show as well as a character. So guest appearances here and there, but not, as I said, overshadowing. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what it's going to be, whether even if it even happens now, because of the limited episodes and stuff like that. But I don't know. Eric Wallace hasn't talked about it for a while. He only really mentioned it like twice. So I think even in like some of the post season 8 interviews, he sort of like just like moved on from the question pretty quickly, because I don't think he was even overly sure what was happening about that, all that stuff. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome to, drop a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section down below your various opinions and everything we went over. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.